Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. On this channel, we spend our time looking at fantasy of all sorts, from books to movies to video games, and applying the characters within into the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Today, though, we're going to be looking at a core mechanic of D&D itself. Specifically, we're going to be looking at a subclass straight out of Xanathar's Guide to Everything. The Cleric subclass, the Grave Domain. The Grave Domain is the cleric that wanders the line between life and death, dealing with the undead and with the process of dying. They are an interesting class to be sure. How do they stack up mechanically, though? Let's find out. They start off, as all clerics do, with an expanded spell list. This one's a little hit or miss. You've got some cool ones, some Bane, some Revivify, some Vampiric Touch, some Raise Dead, stuff you'd expect. Not a whole lot of standouts that wouldn't already go to a cleric. I give this list a 6 out of 10. It's okay. Then you get their ability Circle of Mortality. This empowers their healing spells whenever they would use healing dice to restore hit points to a creature that is at 0. So if a character goes down and you're trying to heal them, you use the highest number on those dice. So it just makes you heal a little more. No more healing word somebody and they pop up with like 1d4 plus your modifier. So that's what, like 4 or 5 hit points? No, this time you max the die out, they're up at 10. Or if you use something like Cure Wounds, then that maxes it up to 8 plus your modifier, so they're up at like 13. And you also learn the Spare the Dying cantrip, and it doesn't count against your cleric cantrips. You can cast it at a range of 30 feet using a bonus action. That's pretty good. I mean, it's not the greatest cantrip, you'd rather have them up, but if you're out of spell slots and you need to stop people from dying, you can do it. I say 7 out of 10 for this. Now, the next one is Eyes of the Grave. All of this at level 1. You gain the ability to sense the presence of the undead. You can use an action, and you'll be able to magically see undead within 60 feet of you, unless they are behind total cover, or is protected from divination magic. You also don't know anything about the character's level, capabilities, or anything like that. You can do this a few times per long rest. My question is, why? If you can't see them through total cover, that means that you can't see them through walls, you can't see them through doors. If you're in a graveyard and it's dark and you don't have dark vision, sure, maybe. I just don't see a point in this one. Basically, it says, to you, you can see the undead 60 feet away magically, unless they're hiding behind something. This feels like a completely pointless ability. Open your eyes. Cast a light spell. Have dark vision. Look. There's the undead. I can see them. And it doesn't tell you any information about them. This is a almost useless ability. I give it 3 out of 10. Then at level 2, they get their Channel Divinity, Path to the Grave. You choose a creature within 30 feet of you, and you curse it until the end of your next turn. And what that means is that every time someone hits them with an attack, until you're at the end of your next turn, they are vulnerable to that attack. So they basically take double damage. This is okay. It's a good curse, and if you're trying to line up a kill on like a big bad, like a boss monster, there is no saving throw to this. It just works. It overcomes damage resistances. It doesn't overcome damage immunity, though. So if they are immune to a type of damage, it doesn't like double it because it's already 0. So, but it does work against resistances, and if you just hit them with regular attacks, it doubles their damage. Pretty good. I say 8 out of 10. Then you have Sentinel at Death's Door. At level 6, you gain the ability to nullify critical hits. If a creature shows up within 30 feet of you and does a critical hit a few times for a long rest, you can nullify the crits, and as that is your reaction. That's pretty good. If one of your party members is about to take a massive amount of damage and you can nullify that, do it. this is a good power. It works a great defense. So you're putting vulnerability on the enemies and you're nullifying crits. Another 8 out of 10, I say. Then you get the potent spell casting feature, adding your wisdom modifier to the damage you deal with cantrips. This helps them scale a little bit better, but honestly, the cantrips that clerics wield aren't that powerful, so I say this is a 5 out of 10 thing. And finally, the Keeper of Souls power. When a creature dies within 60 feet of you, you can point at that creature, and you or another party member of your choice regains hit points equal to their number of hit dice that they have. So if you're fighting a boss and you kill it, then, or anyone else kills it, doesn't have to be you that kills it. If it has like 20 hit dice, then that's 20 hit points that you get to give to yourself or a party member. At level 17, that's not a lot, but I could see it being handy. I mean, it's free healing, so there's that. And if you're fighting a creature with that many hit dice, then it really could come in handy because you probably don't have many hit points left after fighting it. Every little helps, and especially if you've got a teammate who's down, incapacitated, and you're out of healing spells for some reason, if you can kill an enemy, then you can transfer their hit points over to the ally as a healing action. So it's not terrible. I say 7 out of 10. It's not the best capstone. It's certainly nowhere near the other capstones that some clerics get, but it has its place. And honestly, that's what the Grave Domain is to me. It has its place. It heals a bit better. It's good at warding off death. It's good. It has a curse that's kind of cool. It's got some nice powers, but it's all wrapped up in this weird little bow that just doesn't add up for me very well. I give the subclass overall a 6 out of 10. They are good healers, but all clerics are good healers. And they've got some cool vulnerability crit based abilities that work okay. I say, unless you're really trying to role play into the death domain or the grave domain, give this one a miss. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more subclass reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.